I thought I saw the players are giving everything we can. I think we've probably now on a run of, I think we've had 1 defeat and 7 or something, but we obviously need to take more points, we know that. But under the circumstances, the way we started the game, I felt that, to give ourselves a chance and get a draw out, it wasn't the worst result. But look, we've got to play better, we want to play better. But we've got something to build on at the moment, and we're beginning to see some of our players settling in, so hopefully they can improve as well.
I thought it was a good save. So you need your goalkeeper sometimes to get you the points. I mean, it hasn't been given, so there's nothing for me to say. I've only seen it briefly as I walked across. I think it looks like one of those ones that if it was given, I don't think it would have been overturned, but it hasn't been given, so...
Well, it wasn't given, but we certainly have something to say on it, don't we? Because I think everybody watching that has been left flabbergasted by why it wasn't given.
I think what Graham Potter said, it was a great save. We're all kind of scratching our head going, I don't know. But again, I can't even give you a reason for it. It's clearly been missed. And, if you're a Chelsea manager, player and fan, it's frustrating.
Yes, it's poor. I don't see how you can't give the decision. I mean, it's probably one of the most obvious decisions out there. The ball's blatantly going past Souček. It hits his back arm on the floor and it prevents the ball from maybe going in potentially. And the fact they haven't given it, I mean, this is the best angle. You can quite clearly see there. Great save. The fact they haven't even checked, well, I think they've checked it, but they haven't given that decision. I can't understand how. I really can't.
Yeah, I think just watching it back, it just, again, re-emphasises the fact that it's a decision that nobody can understand. And when we see decisions like this, there's only one place to go, and it's back to our favourite person, Dermot Gallagher. Hello, Dermot.
Hello again, Seema.
So why was this not a penalty, Derm?
Have you got any easy ones for me tonight?
Unfortunately not.
I think it's a penalty, Seema, and I think if I did a straw poll of most of the referees on the Premier League and they looked at it now, they'd say penalty. I think the problem is for Craig, I can understand he doesn't see it, because if you look, he's at the top of the pitch on the right. Souček's body covers him, and I don't think Mark Perry can see it because of the player in front of him. But when you see it here on the camera, this is what the VAR would say. This is the one Darren said. This is a great angle. He slips over or he dives to go to it, but he puts his hand out towards the body. And I think what Neil Swarbrick's done, he's looked at it very quickly, and he's been seduced by this caveat in law which says if you fall into the ground and your arm is on the ground and breaks your fall and it strikes your arm, a penalty won't be given. I understand that, and we've seen that a few times this year, but I don't think that's the case here. I think, he's already down, he sees the ball come in, the ball's past his leg, he puts his hand out. I think it's a penalty. There's nothing else I can say to you, Seema, to justify it.
Do you expect now, or could we expect PGMOL to come out and admit a mistake on this?
That we'll see what happens, Seema. I don't speak for the PGMO. I try and come and explain decisions to you. I try and give a little bit of mindset for the referees, how they think, what they see. When it goes to VAR, what their thinking is after that. That's what I try and do for you, clarify law, if you like. But the simple answer is, Seema, it's a penalty. And as I said earlier, I've listened to the pundits on your show earlier. I listened to the pundits on the show before. I haven't heard anybody say it's not a penalty.
I think we've had a few instances this season, the Bruno Fernandes one and this one as well, where I understand there's rules of the game, but when is the common sense going to come into the game where that was a shot going on target and it was clearly, I know you're in agreement with us, but I think common sense has got to start to come into contention with the game. Do you not agree?
Well, common sense is great, Karen, when it's correct. Common sense isn't great when it's against the law. But in this case, I think it's quite clear that the VAR, for whatever reason, I come back to the word, I think he's been seduced. That's the word I use. He's, in his back of his mind is this, his hand's on the floor, it's breaking his fall. That's what he's thought of. And rather than think it through, give himself time to think, hang on, yeah, that's right, but he's also done this. For me, he's cleared it off too quickly. He's gone, yeah, that's it. That's what the law is. That's the end of it. And as we saw earlier, with the incidents, sometimes you have to look at it and take a little bit longer. And people say, the VAR breaks up the game too much. But at the end of the day, we don't care. You don't care. Darren doesn't care. Seema doesn't care. I don't care if it takes another 30 seconds, as long as you get the right decision.
Yeah.
Well, Dem, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. I promise you no more tough questions coming your way for tonight anyway. Thank you, Dem. See you soon. Well, let's focus our attention back on the game, because Chelsea find themselves in a tricky position, and they're going through a bit of a tough spell, aren't they? 2 wins in 13, Karen.
Yeah, it's a massive transition. I think for the team, they've got a big game with Dortmund coming up in the Champions League and trying to embed those players for that game. But I think it will be more of a case for Chelsea next season, where I think it was 2015, I think, where they finished 10th, and the following season they won it. I think they'll be looking at that model going, a lot of change this season on many fronts. We start and we rebuild, but we go for it next season.